The opening round of MotoGP 2025 in Thailand was a surprise event and marked a new era in motorcycle racing. The spotlight was on Marc Marquez, now riding a factory Ducati bike. Not only did he return to his best form, but Marquez was dominant, taking pole position, winning the sprint race and capping it off with victory in the main Grand Prix. His actions on track seemed to send a strong message to his rivals. Marquez is back, maybe even stronger than before. With such an incredible start to the season, can Marquez maintain his dominance throughout the season? Let's discuss it in depth. Marquez's move to Ducati has been long awaited, but few expected him to adapt so quickly. The 8-time world champion is known as a rider who always pushes the limit, but in Thailand he didn't even have to push himself. One MotoGP analyst commented, "We never saw Marquez really push the bike to the limit. He just did what was necessary to win." This is a major concern for his rivals. Francesco Bagnaia, a 2-time world champion and former Ducati mainstay, even admitted, "Marquez is playing with us." If Marquez can win so dominantly without having to give his all, the question is, how fast can he go when he's really pushed to the limit? If winning in Thailand was enough to worry his rivals, the next few races could be even more daunting for them. Argentina and the Circuit of the Americas, COTA, are 2 tracks where Marquez has consistently excelled. Given his current form, it's likely that Marquez's dominance will continue, making the title race even tougher for the other riders. Beyond the statistics, Marquez himself admits that he feels better than he has in recent years. "The last time I felt like this on the bike was in 2020, he said. 2020 was a turning point in his career, when a crash in Jerez began a nightmare of injuries that nearly ended his career. Since then, Marquez has often spoken cautiously about his condition and the long road to recovery. But now he is showing a new confidence. "I am not fighting for the title. I've achieved a lot in my life. Now I just want to enjoy it," he said. The combination of euphoria and complete control is a dangerous one for his rivals. Marquez's victory not only marks the return of a champion, but also opens a new chapter in the internal dynamics of Ducati. Bagnaia, who has led Ducati to 2 world titles, now faces a real threat from his own teammate. His ability to build relationships and loyalty within the team. "He's a very good people person. He really knows how to manage the team around him," said Hodgson. This reminds many of Valentino Rossi, who is also known for making the team garage his personal fortress. Although Ducati are officially backing Bagnaia, history shows that the manufacturer will always support the rider who is producing the best results. If Marquez continues to win, Ducati may be more inclined to lean in his direction, potentially forcing Bagnaia to fight not only on the track but also in team politics. Marc Marquez's success on the track is not only the result of his exceptional skills as a rider, but also supported by the technological superiority of the Ducati GP25. This bike is recognized as the best on the grid today, giving all Ducati riders a significant advantage. But what sets Marquez apart is his ability to get the most out of every bike he rides. This has been evident throughout his career, where he is able to adapt his riding style to get the best results regardless of the bike he is using. At MotoGP Thailand, Marquez quickly understood and exploited the advantages of the Ducati GP25, especially in 2 key areas: superior acceleration and exceptional stability under braking. This combination allowed him to control the race with more confidence, maintaining his rhythm and remaining competitive throughout the race. Marquez's ability to adapt meant that he was immediately able to compete with other Ducati riders who had been on the bike for longer. Defending champion Francesco Bagnaia, on the other hand, struggled to maintain his consistency. After just a few laps he was already a second behind Alex Marquez, who eventually finished second. This less than optimal performance raises big questions about Bagnaia's readiness to defend his title this season. Bagnaia should have been able to get closer to Marquez in the sprints and Grand Prix, said MotoGP journalist Lewis Duncan. The fact that he hasn't is a bad sign for his struggles this season. This statement reinforces the fact that even though the Ducati GP25 is the best bike on the track, the rider factor remains the main determinant in exploiting the technological advantages available. The challenge for Bagnaia now is to find a way to adapt better to the bike and improve his consistency in the race. Otherwise he risks losing his dominance in an increasingly competitive field, especially with the presence of Marquez, who is becoming increasingly comfortable with Ducati. Meanwhile, Marquez himself seems to be growing in confidence, and if he continues to put in impressive performances, it is not out of the question that he could become the main threat to the title this season. In addition to his extraordinary speed on the track, Marc Marquez is also known as an expert in mental games that can shake the confidence of his opponents. He is not only a rider with high technical skills, but also a strategist who understands how to use psychological aspects to gain an advantage. An example of this is his statement before the race, "I will use Bagnaia as a reference." At first glance, this statement sounds like a tribute to the reigning champion, Francesco Bagnaia. But for those who read the situation carefully, it is more than just flattery. It is a subtle form of dominance by Marquez, a clever way of showing that he is still in control of the competition. By positioning Bagnaia as a reference rather than a rival to be conquered, Marquez indirectly implies that he values Bagnaia and does not consider him a major threat. He conveys the idea that he is in control of the dynamics of the competition, as if he is measuring and analyzing his opponent, not the other way around. MotoGP analyst Michael Laverty also noticed the change in attitude. "The way he walks around the paddock is different now," said Laverty. "Marquez no longer looks like a rider fighting to get back to the top. He is back as the champion of MotoGP." This reflects the mental transformation that Marquez has undergone after a difficult period due to injury and the various obstacles that have befallen him. While many doubted his ability to return to his best, he now arrives with unwavering confidence. His trademark confident smile, the way he speaks at press conferences, and his demeanor on the track show that he is not just a former champion trying to make a comeback, but a king ready to reclaim his throne. This mental strategy is nothing new for Marquez. Throughout his career, he has shown how to manipulate the pressure and expectations of his opponents. Whether through fierce on-track duels or seemingly simple statements, he always knows how to control the psychology of the competition. With his victory in Thailand, Marquez is back at the top of the standings for the first time since 2019. But this is only the beginning. If he continues to dominate in Argentina and at Kota, he could build up a significant points advantage. Meanwhile, Bagnaia faces a tough challenge. He must quickly find a way to close the gap and prove himself as Ducati's main rider. If not, he will lose not only his chance of a third consecutive title, but also his position as team leader. Other riders such as Jorge Martin and Alex Marquez will certainly be looking to make the most of every opportunity, but for now the factory Ducati rider remains the overwhelming favorite. With Marc Marquez back to his best, MotoGP 2025 has entered a new era where the champion is once again the man to beat. Marquez's return to the top is not only a story of personal revival, but also a major change in the dynamics of MotoGP. He returns more mature, with a new strategy and a new spirit. His ability to build a team, his unmatched riding skills, and the joy he finds in racing make him a bigger threat than ever. With the competition getting fiercer, this season has the potential to be one of the most epic in MotoGP history. Ready to see the action? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.